Miles Johnston putting out more bullshit, fear-mongering as usual again. You know he's referring to me, don't you? Yeah, he is, because he's said it to me in several emails before. He's said it to people in conferences and conversations, and he's made videos about it. Imposters, wetware, aliens, and he's seen me turn my nose up at a lot of food. I'm fussy what I put in my gob. He isn't. He shovels his shite down by the bucket load every day. It's about flipping 6 meals a day. I eat once a day, twice a day, if that. Very small. Always been like that. I'm very fussy. I only eat organic. And I'm very, very fussy. I don't eat chemicals. I don't eat anything like that. And if I get an odd taste of the food, or I see something dirty on the plate, I won't eat. Or if I see a hair, I won't eat. It turns me off completely. So I'm very fussy. So he saw that with me a few times, and now he's saying, insinuating I'm an alien. They don't eat. They're horrible. They're monstrous. They can tear you apart. Yeah, I'll fucking tear you apart if I ever see you in person. You better watch it. And it's not alien, trust me. It's human. All human. All human emotions. Idiots. Fear-mongering. God almighty. Nobody believes your shit. Making a fool of yourself. Go away. And I'm not withering by any means. If sickos like you and other people who are practicing the dark arts and on the dark side, which is becoming blatant now, they want to use my daughter against me and all sickest stuff to try and get me down, well, you're running out, aren't you? It shows you've nothing. You have nothing left just to batter me down with sick nonsense. You're resorting to this. Nothing else has worked. All the names you've called me, all the illnesses I've got, I'm possessed, I'm everything, I'm paid, I'm this, I'm that, I'm deluded, I've got 20 personalities. Nothing has worked. Nothing. I'm a liar. Nothing has worked. I've proved everything you said is stupid and nonsense, and now I'm an alien. Well, I'll tell you, I would be thrilled if I found out that was true. I'm sick of humans. They're a sick race. Absolutely sick. Honest to God. And if someone does come to take over, I'll be the first one to help out. I'll be delighted. And my army are here. If you've watched my videos over a few weeks before I put them on private, before you gave me the strikes, you fucking sick bastard. You know, I've seen strangers, little no marks on the internet. I've got my videos up, and I can't have them on my own channel. My own videos with me talking about my life story, my business, my everything, nothing to do with him. I can't have them on my own channel because of this wanker. This is a Mr. Truther, and any old stranger can have my videos on the net and do what they want with them, and I can't. After he made money off me for 7 years, and starting off all this bullshit with my information. None of these super soldiers existed years ago before my information came out. None of it. They've stolen it and twisted it and used it. Same with Parkes. Simon Parkes, he only got big because of me. Sorry people, I take the blame for this 100%. My fault, because when we did that Channel 4 program, he wasn't known before. He did an interview with Amash and I did an interview with Amash. I got really good positive reviews. He got battered to fuck with his stupid drawings. So if anyone was winning in that one, it was me. We did the Channel 4 thing. He got to made to look like a fool and idiots and mentally ill. I got to made look like a liar, because obviously I'm not mentally ill. And yeah, the fake polygraph, it was fake, because I proved this. Terry Mullins has been, Scottish people would know this, as a gangland member, and I read on the forum he's killed 11 people in gangs and he's in prison. And this Terry Mullins did a fake polygraph test to get this Scottish guy out, and it was thrown out of court as unreliable and ridiculous, and he was totally shamed. He also did another fake lie thing with that Jeremy Bamber, I think his name is, the killer who wiped out his whole family. He is bloody guilty. He is guilty, 100%. He did a fake polygraph for him as well, tried to get him out. That was also thrown out, the appeal thrown out on the basis of the stupid polygraph test. This is the man, this is the one they brought in for me. I didn't check him. When after the polygraph the day with a big argument, I found out he was just a load of shite trying to wind me up all day. And then I did a little check on him the next day and found out, go into the David Icke forum, search Terry Mullins. You'll see him in there on sites. People are talking about him. This is the prick they brought to do a lie detector test on me. this prick who's already been outed all the time, loads of times, for doing things like this. This is the person they said was the best in the UK. And when I complained, put in a complaint to the Polygraph Association, who do you think is chairman of the association? He is. He deals with his own complaints. He dealt with his own complaint about himself and threw it in the bin. So don't think this is legitimate in any way, shape or form. I was set up for that deliberately. They brought him in deliberately because he's a con man, and he tried to get the video taken down because other people experienced in lie detector tests wrote to me, emailed me and made comments, loads of them, at least 20 qualified polygraph people came to me and said this guy is totally unprofessional, the way he wound you up, the way he's negative, loads of things wrong with that test, loads of things wrong. So that was totally a lie, and I can prove it. I've got the emails, and I wrote to Channel 4, emailed them, called them, told them what I found out, and they said, oh my god, yeah, we won't be showing that definitely won't be put in. Sneakily, the day before, put on telly, made, and I had inquests a day later. This was on the Friday or something, Thursday. My inquest for my daughter's death was on the following Monday. And I was suing the police and calling them liars, and they put me on TV, repeated it 27 times that I failed a polygraph test and I'm unreliable and deceptive, and I had an inquest the following Monday. So don't tell me that wasn't a set-up deliberately for me. It fucking was. It was deliberately set up. I know the day it changed. It started off as something good, but I know the day it changed, and a lot of them were involved. They had to be. They had to be involved for it to work. They had to be involved. Miles Johnson tried to warn me. He told me the night before, you're being set up, don't do it. And I called Joanne. I said, or no, not the night before, the morning. He was meant to come over at 9 o'clock, 9:30. The polygraph guy and Channel 4 people were coming at 10. And he was going to film it as well. Well, it's funny how he cut out all the argument is completely cut out at the end, where I threw the guy out of my flat and told him to get his piece of junk equipment before I shoved it up his fucking nose or down his throat, something like that. And I threw them out. And that's all cut out conveniently from Miles Johnson as well. So this is the fucking truth there. How come that bit was cut out? Another thing as well, when I did they got me to do the conference, I was going to say a bit about my daughter Gina, and on the day I was just too emotional. I thought, no, I'll just be a wreck, so I'll leave that bit out. But I said at the end of the day, if I feel like it and I feel a bit better with the crowd and I get comfortable, maybe I will say a few words at the end. So I did feel okay. People were nice, and so I did say, Miles, I will say about the inquest and the police and what's happening and everything. And so I did that, and he completely lost that. It was about 15 minutes I spoke about it. Completely lost. That was what the whole day was in aid of, was my daughter. The whole day was in aid of my daughter, which the posters, they use in paintings, and now it's all taken down, and I've got copyright strikes on it and things like that. So they turned it into something horrible. And I asked him then, I forgot about it, then somebody asked me, how come that bit is not in your video? And I said, oh yeah, I forgot about that. And I asked them, and they said, oh, I don't think I have that, I lost it. Now, with Channel 4, 2 cameras, other people had cameras, Miles Johnson had about 4 fucking cameras, other people had cameras. How come this was lost? I don't understand. He managed to find a little 5-second clip where I say, and thank you everybody for the day, for nominating it to Gina. Got the end of it, congratulating, thanking them, but everything else was cut out. So I found that really hard to believe, how that would be lost. He doesn't fucking lose anything. It was on too many cameras and it was recorded too many times. If you lost it off one, you wouldn't have lost it off everything. This is the bullshit they try to get away with all the time. That was deliberately done to get me a dig as well. This is from the beginning, this is, when they were meant to be supporting me. From the beginning, they were doing things like this, and I kept it to myself for years. Just thought, sickening, leave it. But now when I started talking about it and exposing it all and telling the truth, I'm called every single name under the sun. They can't think of anything. I'm possessed by jinn, I'm an alien, I'm everything. Controlled by the government, controlled by aliens, controlled by implants. I'm everything. I'm a split personality, I'm a schizophrenic, I'm mentally deranged, I'm suffering from grief, I'm wearing wetwear, it just goes on and on and on. Fucking even prove one of those things, you idiot. Prove one of those things, and maybe people might take you seriously. prove even one of those things. I challenge you. Prove it or shut the fuck up. Yeah, with Parks, what it was when after we did the Channel 4 thing, I think it was the next day or the day after, we were asked to go on GMTV, and then Parks started jumping up and down, throwing his toys out the pram. I'm not going on Channel 4 on the TV if Marie Keoly's going. So Joanne told me, oh, we'll sort it out. And I says, look, let the little prick have his little 5 minutes. I don't care. I really don't care. Let him do it if he's crying that much. He even cancelled the conference. Because I'll tell you why. Because he tried to pull all this S&M bullshit on me when my daughter was dying a few days before, which is going to be revealed soon. And this is why he was frightened I'd say it on TV. I went on the BBC radio show, they called me the next morning. And I went on, and he was going to be on as well. And when he heard my name mentioned, he ran like a little rat. He hung up. He ran. He ran off the radio show and hung up. And you know what they put on instead? They put on this foghorn, just on dead air, a foghorn. And he told everybody, all his friends, I'm going to be on BBC today at so-and-so o'clock. Listen in. So they all listened in, and they heard a foghorn, because I think it was the celebration of the last ever foghorn ever. So it would have been in June 2013, something like that. And look that up, that's true. That is absolutely true. That day and all, when I did the BBC thing, he ran off, because I was going to say, I did make a couple of snidey comments and held my tongue a little bit, on public radio and all that. So I held my tongue. But if it'd been now, and I know what I know now, I wouldn't have held back. Trust me, I would not have held back on that little twerp. No way, little weasel. If I'd have known then. I just didn't like him for a couple of things that time. I'll go into that later. I'll be doing a separate video, and other people are doing videos on it as well. I've passed the information on, and it will be coming out. Don't worry about that. He's going to be exposed fully, well and truly, for the little disgusting, vile rat that he is. And what he's doing to people is beyond a joke now. So, this has made me stand back up. Seeing that Miles Johnson video today has made me think, fuck these bastards. They're not getting away with it. They're not keeping me down. Especially little weasels like these, little sickos and weasels, and nothing about them is right. Nothing about them is right. Nothing. Especially the heads.